How's it going, Hex players? Kain here, and I have another rock standard deck build for you. This one is a Blood Wild Deathcry deck based on the Herald of Roses and the Herald of Thorns. Herald of Roses is a 5-cost 4/4 with a built-in life drain, and it gives all your other undead troops +1 attack and life drain. The only troop in the deck that isn't undead is the Corpse Lily, but its Deathcry creates an undead zombie. The Herald of Thorns has a built-in Sky Guard, and it gives all your plants +1 attack and 2 defense. All troops other than the Blightbark Paladin and the zombie the Corpse Lily makes are plants. I'm using 3 Blightseed Cultivators, a 4/4 body that's used to trigger Deathcries at will. It's also affected by both of the Heralds, being a undead and a plant. I have 4 of the Blightbark Paladins. Its built-in lethal makes it a great defensive troop, stopping your opponent from attacking or blocking unless they're willing to lose the troop. And when its Deathcry triggers, you can use the -2/-2 as removal, or to weaken one of their blockers, or you can use it to buff up one of your creatures with the +2/+2. I'm using 4 of the Corpse Lily and Blightbush. Both creatures produce troops when they Deathcry, which creates card advantage for us because your opponents will likely end up using 2 cards to remove just one of ours. The last troop is 4 Blightseed Fiddler. Its Fateweave Deathcry isn't as useful as the others, but it's not bad either. I really put it in the deck as more of a 3/1 undead plant, but when I need the Fateweave for a missing resource, it's nice to have it. As for actions, I'm running 3 Butcher and 4 Strangle for removal. Then I'm using 3 Call the Grave to recycle Deathcries, and to retrieve Heralds if they get destroyed. The resources are my usual 4 of each Ice Shard, and then 4 of the Dual Shards, along with 12 basic shards. I'm favoring Blood, since both Strangle and Herald of Roses have 2 blood in their threshold. The basic strategy for the deck is to trade troops in combat with your opponent, triggering your Deathcries, giving you troops back, creating card advantage. Then use removal to take care of the rest of their creatures and get your damage through. Late game, you can drop a Herald, reinforcing all your troops, and if you land a Herald of Roses, the life drain across the board can usually turn even a losing game into an easy win. The deck's biggest weakness is removal, especially the removal in Ruby and Diamond that voids troops instead of destroying them. Voided troops don't trigger their Deathcry, and we can't use Call the Grave to get them back, which can destroy our card advantage. But that's it for the build. I hope you like it. As always, this is just my list built around my playstyle. Feel free to make any changes and improve on it any way you can. And until next time, thanks for watching.